Saturday night, getting close to winter. Where would you rather be than at one of our local football grounds, watching our beloved NPL Men's New South Wales competition? And we're at Penshurst Park for the beginning of the second half of the season. It's two teams that are quite close to each other. St George City versus Rockdale Ilinden. Another round 16 matchup. It should be a great game of football. 13 points separate these two teams on the ladder, and I'll tell you what, about 13 minutes would separate this venue, Penshurst Park, from the Ilinden Sports Centre, but we expect this to be a close contest, as it tends to be when you have a couple of local rivals playing not just for 3 points, but also for bragging rights. Eric Subihano here on the mic from Penshurst. It's a lovely new facility, a newish facility that we have here. A great grandstand. As the two captains complete the pre-match formalities and the coin toss. Let's run through the two lineups. So firstly for the hosts, St George City, it's Jack Kenny in goal with number 1. Then number 2, Matthew Wahabi. Number 3, Kayo Degadoy. Number 6 is the captain, Tarek Erchan. Number 8, Dominic Cox. Number 9, Mark McNulty. Number 10, Paolo Mitri. Number 11, Famora Kamada. Number 15, Nathan Grimaldi. Number 25, Brody Clarkson. And number 33, Lewis Cool. Rockdale starting lineup, in goal for them. Number 1, Nicholas Soros. Number 2, Hunter Elliott. Number 5, Georgios Speranza. Number 6, Isaac Danzo. Number 7, the captain, Ala Kurashevsky. Number 10, Brendan Chalakian. Number 11, Lachlan Constable. Number 14, Braden Sorge. Number 22, Blake Prosciutto. Number 24, Ali Orgla. And number 88, Christopher McStay. So, for those of you less familiar with the two teams, usual colours for St George City, the red jerseys with the white shorts. It's Rockdale's away kit, the white jersey, the predominantly white jersey with the black shorts. Changing as they need to do to avoid a kit clash. And by the way, in case you were wondering, it's good that Rockdale, when they walk out for every game, they continue to wear those shirts in honour of the dearly departed Idris El Hafiyan. May he rest in peace. Former Rockdale player and a player who played with quite some distinction for the men from Ilinden Sports Centre, but there's the whistle. Away we go. Round 16 action. Got a couple of games already. We'll go around the grounds because there's two games that have finished already for round 16. One last night, not too far away from here at the Ilinden Sports Centre, by the way. There was a 4 p.m. kickoff, also not too far away from here in Sutherland Shire. There's a couple of games being played concurrently as well, so it's what you want when it gets really into the thick of the action in the middle of the season. There's plenty for you to dig your teeth in. There's also concurrently the League One men's match of the round being played as well at the Denser Park between Bulls FC Academy and Northern Tigers. So if you're the multi-screening type, then you've certainly got plenty of choice. City taking down the far side. Touch from Dominic Cox. And then the touch is actually last off City, so Rockdale throw. By the way, before I forget, shout out to the third team, the match officials. So in the centre with the whistle, man with so much experience officiating games, it's Stephen Lucas. The assistant closest to us here in the grandstand at Penshurst Park is Lance Greenshields, yet another very experienced official. I'll quickly mention the fourth official, which is Kurt Amps, because it was told to me before the game that the assistants on the far side, closest to the benches in the road, is Andre Give, and I was actually told that tonight will be his last game officiating. So well done, Andre Give, yet another person who's been around the grounds officiating for so many years. He's had a wonderful officiating career. Now he's going to hang up the flag. So well done to you, Andre. As there's a Rockdale free kick in the centre circle. By the way, thank you to Amber Morris, one of the assistants from the under-20s game played for this one, that told me a particular nugget of information of your work, Amber. So, as this Rockdale players being seen to, might run through the two benches because it looks like it should be okay to continue. So on St George City's bench, I think the camera keeper, I think the backup keeper is Cameron Kemp, and the others on the bench would be Dakota Askew, William Kunas, Noah Ovens, Gonzalo Aguilos, and Nathan Roberts. St George City coached by Mani Spanagakis and assisted by assistant coach James Spanagakis. Rockdale get us underway on their bench. Their backup keeper is Ronan Mulgrew, and the other substitutes we could see later: James Nikolovsky, Matthew Karamalevsky playing against his old club, Oliver Pufflet, Jordan Graorowski, and Woody Najjar. Rockdale coached by Panayotis Nikas, assisted by Paul Doo. As it is Rockdale, we'll get an early set piece in a good position, and I think I see the committee, the Rockdale Active Supporter Group, actually on the fence opposite us nearest the road, so they've taken up actually quite a good position there, almost right behind the free kick. They've got a great action, a great view of the action, this upcoming set piece as Jack Kenny positions the ball exactly how he wants it. I suspect with the right footer, it's going to be an in-swinger coming up for the visitors. Decent delivery, and it's just over a shooter's head. Good defensive headed clearance as it's Constable trying to keep it alive, and Constable with the quick feet, but couldn't quite keep it. Now, Stephen Lucas well on that as Kamada trying to steal a couple of meters, but Stephen Lucas not having any of that. So there was a game played last night as Kyle Degadori launches a long throw that's not quite as good as what Megan Campbell can do, but it's still pretty long. Followed up by clearance there, I think, from the city captain Urchan. There was a result last night as Rockdale tried to attack, and as usual, Urashevsky's the target, but Kenny with the catch and a very quick release. That's a brilliant ball out to find McNulty, and he's got some support with Lewis Curry. Clarkson. Degadori. Degadori will switch it. Urchan. Wearing the outlet, as he has done for many, many years at St. George City. Touch from Kamada. And now, as Cox playing it through, Lewis Curry will choose to run down the near side of the field as we look at things. This is decent. And who's the touch off last? Off City last. Just like the Porters. Rockdale goal kick. So yes, last night at the Ilinden Sports Centre, it wasn't Rockdale, but it was Rockdale's tenants, shall we say, Sydney FC Academy, who defeated Spirit by 2-0. So that occasion last night, the men from the Arctic Circle frozen out by the Young Sky Blues. No points for them. But there will be a Rockdale attack with Urashevsky. Blocked. He tries to flick it over Degador. He does that, but also flicks it over the goal. But Alec Urashevsky now, who continues to be basically the headline for Rockdale. You know it's a team game, but he is the main man. He's seen that way and covered that way. Very good reason. There's 18 goals for the season. And Rockdale have only played 18 games across league and cup so far. He's keeping up what he's done for the last 5 or 6 seasons, being at or near averaging a goal a game. To put that in perspective, the Rockdale second highest scorer, Ali Orgler, with 8. 8 is a very good talent for this stage of the season, but he doesn't even half of Urashevsky's goals. I'll show you how well the Rockdale skipper continues to play. Now, I really thought the City build right in front of us with Degadori. If you're a fan of left footers, and if you subscribe, as I do, to that saying all left foot goals are beautiful, well, this is the game for you. Because with St. George City, just you have Brody Clarkson's a left footer. So is Fumoda Kamada. So is Kaya Degadori playing this pass right now. Lewis Curry as well. For Rockdale, well, their top 2 scorers for the season that I just mentioned, also both left footers, Urashevsky and Ali Orgler. And that's just off the top of my head. There's probably more. And 2 of the City lefties combining. Kamada quick enough to keep it in play. And there we go, first corner of the game. Goes to the home side. Busy old weekend as always for some football news. Maybe I actually did need to keep an eye on the game that Seymour Shaw, but not in the end. So just checking the trusty live score up. The boys from the Denser Park defeating Southern Sharks by 2 goals to 1. And what was the 4 p.m. kickoff? Was also in this league. 2 games starting at 7 p.m. and the game about to start at 7:30 p.m. There's a signal. And it's a variation to the edge of the box to Dominic Cox, who goes for the side-footed effort, which takes the deflection. Cyrus dies, but I think he just made sure. He was pretty confident that that was going wide, but 1-2 coming up for City. Just briefly, it's 2 7 p.m. games, so down on the south coast, Wollongong Wolves hosting RPL Leichhardt at Wynn Stadium with, shall we say, Football New South Wales media utility man Tim Gibson. He writes, he does commentary, fills in all the gaps we need. Tim does a wonderful job. So, but back to the quarters, Kamada with the in-swinger here and straight into Cyrus's gloves. Now he looks for the quick release, the little roll, almost like he was playing lawn balls out and a heavy touch. The counter-attack prevented by Parks and the other 7-3 game. It's a battle of the West. Mount Druitt Town Rangers versus the Western Sydney Wanderers Academy. It's actually in Poppendale Park Field 2. The synthetic one there in Edmonton. No surprise given the recent weather. We do hope everyone is safe, dry and warm as best they can. Mount Druitt Town Rangers versus the Wanderers Academy. That one's been called by our Victorian friend, Lockie Flanagan, who's made the move up recently to Sydney. He presumably has correctly realised that our comp is the best comp. Thank you for your service, Lockie Flanagan. Now, Chalakian, the turning shot. No stress for Jack Kenny. Madeline Vardy has paid the roster doing the report for Mount Druitt versus the Wanderers. Good header there, but it's swept up, and it's going to have top spin on it, so that was Paolo Michi. And he read the play well, anticipated the clearance would fall into about that sort of area, and backed himself, did Mitri, to wind up and have a go. Not too far away, Mitri, quite technically gifted player, as we've seen over the years. Good technique on that shot, but not quite good enough. So the 7:30 p.m. kickoff, by the way, this area proving to be really the heartland of NPL Men's New South Wales, at least for this weekend, because another venue that isn't far away from here, Barton Park, is St George FC, based in Sydney Olympic. And as per the roster, it'll be Tony Solano with the commentary down there. We've got my good friend Jack Wolf with the report. By the way, all of these reports, as usual, will be available on the NPL Men's, also the NPL New South Wales Facebook page. Later tonight, thanks to the details work of our fearless leader in the media team, Mark Stavroulakis. As that, could be a nice move. It's a right idea from McStay with the first time pass around the corner, looking for Consul. In fact, that's why it broke down, because it took a touch off a defender. It's McStay again. Expect him in the 88 jersey to get a lot of touches. Now, late contact there on Elliott. Rockdale set piece. To Andrew Presence, who has been doing the photography for that game. It's Barton Park, Kansas City, Sydney. There's one NPL Men's New South Wales game scheduled for tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's not just any game, it's the match of the round. At the venue I like to call Gabby Stadium still, despite the current sponsorship arrangement. It's Clark Tennessee, hosting Marconi Stallions 3 p.m. tomorrow. One of our best, Alexander Molchanov on the call. As back to matters here, Aldwell with the in-swinger. It's headed away by City. Another header, but goes behind Kamada. Bit of head tennis. Maybe at least one more header here. McStay challenging. He's come away with it. He's done brilliantly. Thank you to these ball kicks provided by City. There's at least 2 of them actually. So I was scanning around the grounds to see if there was more. There's only 2 on the grandstand side, but given how the fence is a lot further from the touchline on this side than it usually is at NPL grounds, those 2 ball kicks very much needed. As it's delivered from Constable and sticky gloves for Kenny. Kick, which looked very good when he tried to put McNulty early in the game. This time it's the shorter distribution. Just going back to tomorrow's match of the round. Tune in if you're available, because I like to watch with brilliant commentator. The privilege of calling games with Alexander Molchanov on another platform. He was truly top class operator, and what a great match of the round team tomorrow. Katrina May on the match report. Damien Briggs with the photography. I see Damien all the time. He's at so many games. And Jude Dolan on the socials. I see Jude Dolan a lot as well. Yeah. He's another very busy man. Free kick to City. Now, if you've been counting the games that we're mentioning, you may have noticed that I'm one short. Yeah, that's because unfortunately there was a washout. So the game's scheduled for tomorrow at Plume Park. With Central Coast Mariners hosting Manly United. Unfortunately has been washed out. Quite early call that came in on yesterday afternoon. And passes backwards to Decadoy. But yeah, unfortunately that's a lot of rain hitting the Central Coast. So thoughts are with our coasty friends. Back pass from Richard to Kenny. That Mariners Manly game will have to be played on a later date. And I do wonder if the Mariners having trouble finding the ground. There's some speculation because thanks to, shall we say, my inside sources on the northern beaches. Yeah, let's go with that. Cromer Park, even though Manly would get bonus home game, that might not be available either for various reasons. Now, Rockdale appeared to have gone in late on McNulty, but City would go on with Dominic Coates. The far side, Rockdale defends strongly, and even win the throw. Quarter of an hour played here in Penshurst. 0-0 between St George City and Rockdale. Eric Sugihana here with the commentary. I hope you're enjoying our coverage of the NPL Men's New South Wales competition. From memory, the 7th season, which we have been able to stream every game in this league. There's Marseille Roulette on the far side of the field, followed by what the committee thought was a foul. But the ref did not. Now Chalakin with a nice ball. First time cross, and now not cleared. Here's a chance, and there it is. And guess who? Alek Orashevsky with his 19th for the season. Pouncing on the missed clearance. This time it's with his right foot. And it's the same result as it usually is. And the Rockdale skipper has put Rockdale 1-0 up here. Just past the quarter-hour mark. There's a great ball in from the left side. Low, flat, between the defence and the keeper. Wasn't cleared. Orashevsky was the sharpest after a couple of deflections. He's tucked it away. And Rockdale well across Ligon Cup. You can believe this. That is goal number 52 for the season in both competitions. That is 52 goals, and we are what? Early on in their 19th game of the season. So, maths has never been my strong point, but that to me, that tells me that they average almost 3 goals a game. Now, slip here from Elliott. Kamada tries a shimmy. I think it was George. The cross is cleared. Now, they're good. To McNulty, it's a strong header, I think, from Ishuto. And then it is Sword shooting up with plenty of time to Ishuto. Standing out not just for those bright orange boots, also for his play. Blake Ishuto, man who spent time abroad as well, but he's back at Rockdale. Loose touch there, leading to a Rockdale throw right in front of us. First ball on the scene, at least for my memory, was a midfielder, but Bushudo showing his versatility. Really vital for Rockdale the way they play now in the centre of defence. As is the pass inside for Curry. Tracked by Elliott. Curry, can he find the pass? No, he doesn't, because Bushudo read the intentions well, and he might start a counter-attack also. Chalakian, I think this is all the way down the far side, but that was an excellent sliding tackle. It's just saying that eyes aren't getting together, I'm not getting any longer, but I think that was Nathan Bernardi making a sliding challenge on Aubrey. Now it's delivered and then pretty comfortable pass for Jack Kennedy. Now, first time ball, and the foul will go against the City there. St George City, pretty good recent form despite the concession of the goal here. And it's a loss last time out to the boys from Denson Park. But before that, a run of 11 points from a possible 15, so 3 wins and 2 draws in a 5-game stretch really helped them up towards mid-table because it was a bit of a slow start for City. City tried to really extend what has been a great run since they've entered the top tier against Football for New South Wales, promoted after finishing second in League One men's in 2022, and then they backed that up with consecutive 5th place finishes, which is quite an impressive task. Constable, there's a throw, and extend. Chalakian looking for Constable, and Degador, I think, has done well there. Physical, but not too physical. Constable, sorry, Chalakian. This is Constable. Extend. A quick pass in, broken up. So that's early goal by Alec Urashevsky. Does mean that Rockdale number 7 has scored in both league meetings against St George City this season. McStay sliding in there, but it will be City. Lewis Corey and Isaac Danzo. Not very subtle there. He's the first player into the notebook. Is the one who saw, so we are going to see the physio on. It's going to be a little bit of a break, but thankfully it's not a scorching hot weather that we had in February and March, so just the one player looking for a bit of a drink, and I think that is, I think that's Ali Aubrey just taking advantage of being near the benches. Just take a quick hydration break. Danzo, who's not leading freely, but I think it'll be okay to continue, although you see one Rockdale player warming up on the far side, so hopefully that particular player warming up is just a precaution. We will see Danzo back on the field, but Rockdale have to defend this set piece. They're down to 10 players. It's number 10 for City, Paolo Mitri, who's about to deliver. Recent ball, but headed away by Rashuda. Udashevsky, yeah, you think he's going to go from well inside his own half. I'll tell you what, Jack Kenny's some way off his line, but there's a reason keepers are well inside the box in that kind of situation, because the odds The odds of someone scoring from 15 yards inside their own half. You're not exactly going to have a Danny Choi from the 2016 Australia Cup now every week, are you? Played up to McNulty. Tracked closely by Sorge, and then it is Constable defending. There's Elliott. Sorge clears. Now left by Chalakin, almost worked out for Constable. Those two linking very interesting ways early on. There's Clarkson for City, and it's all gone. Wapi to the ball. Apologies if I hesitate when calls on the far side, because scoreboard, while excellent, does a great job. It's very clear and easy to read. If you're looking elsewhere and then you happen to look straight at the scoreboard, it does take your eyes a couple of seconds to adjust. It's the visitors would be liking the look of that scoreboard the most, as it is Rockdale leading by a goal to nil over St George City. Very direct. It's McNulty. Sorge get the header. Yeah, well, just a mix up there. Right in front of us. I like it. I like when the first places to us. Actually, see for once. Won't name the venue. There was a venue I called out recently about the misfortune of basically the entirety of the second half, Utax being on the far side of the field. I'm sure that this game. That's a pretty decent high contest power. Good throw towards McNulty's jump well up against two opponents and chasing the return ball. Interesting pass into the middle. Good first touch as well to Kamada, and then broken up right on the edge of the box. It's McNulty, unusual position for him, tracking backwards, and she found a great ball to Wapi. Oh, no, sorry, that's Grimaldi. Now, switch of plan, Kamada has a lot of space. Target, quite unusually off target. From Mitchell. Orga shields the ball well. Steal it back from the Cops. Step back, here's Clarkson. Corey, and the ball touches pretty convincingly cleared into City territory by Sorge. The ball goes back to Kenny. I think that's very important, even as a centre back, to make sure you always provide a passing option. Those quick movement made it easy for Kenny to find the wide option. Now, speaking of, another wide option is Kamada. Initially, but Kamada's been very persistent. It's the city captain, Urchan. Cross knees, Regador. Cool. Step over to buy some room. Now McNulty and Sorge, who does look like he's been given the task of. It does look like he's really likely to be picking up. McNulty was the first player for the City. So it's another little battle, but that's going to be an interesting jury, you'd think, for the entire contest. McNulty, City's top scorer for the season at 5. This time from Elliott, and he gets it back from Steve. Elliott, great skill on the edge of the box. Finds a way out by Ashudo. This is Orga. Orga. I think that was Giorgio Speranza with the pass there. And then Orwell was the one actually caught upside. Check my live score up again. Good, we do like to go around the grounds here on the Football New South Wales YouTube page. Too much to speak of though, just an early goal for St George FC at Barton Park, so Olympic goal for them, and the latest of the kickoffs for today. Tango Dominic Cox is right through. Drops inside, delivers right-footed, and it's 2 points, way too close to Nicholas Summers. Challenge there. Apologies on. Just forgot about the game. Football New South Wales stream, because of course, hold up there as Rockdale used the near side. Elliott cannot keep it in play. Just to complete my round against the thoughts. Yes, there was actually 6:30 p.m. in the NPL Women's New South Wales Comp. The Northern Tigers hosting the Western Sydney Wanderers Academy there. In fact, check. Yeah, that's the women's national for this weekend. So, Roster says Dan Ullman with the photography and Hadley Warner doing the Instagram work for the NPL New South Wales official socials. And yes, Annabelle Banfield. Decent player in her own right. I'd say she's my second favourite Interlines player of all time. Really, due to their own playing commitments, understandably taking a lot of Saturday commentary gigs for us. A lot of women's football usually being played on a Sunday. And Annabelle, I think she's quite glad that it's not raining today, because she has been drenched the last couple of times she's been to North Carolina for commentary. Cushioning the header and by a couple of touches, the one down the right, which could be promising for City. Shudo defends and that wins the goal kick. Expertly done. Shooter taking it out after receiving a short goal kick. That's another touch. Speranza. Roger Speranza. Now, late one. Late one on Chalakian, I think it was. Apologies, not quite sure which City player was booked. I suppose if you're really interested, check the match report when it's uploaded tonight, or check the dribble app if you so desire. But what we do know is that it's when you look at the piece. Flags up, so that's unfortunate for Rockdale. Offside immediately from the restart. Kenny goes left. trying to respond. Urashevsky can't find the teammate. The rebound does fall his way. Urashevsky, did he keep it in? No. Backs up. So Andre Give. Sharp to the very end. His distinguished referee career. Obviously, that's even someone as quick as Urashevsky couldn't keep the ball in play. Just been checking my messages. Looks like it's going to catch up on at half-time, but there's just another feeling there for you, the viewer, the shooter. Playing the forward, but there's plenty of time. Good doing. Come on. Take a door. Mata. City. Needing patience. Rockdale stay disciplined. And have that goal. The goal. Lead earned in the 17th minute. With Urashevsky picking up on the scraps in the box and scoring his 9th goal of the season. He's higher than Godoy. I think, thankfully for that temporary offence, yes, stopped the ball from going onto the road. It's quite the clearance. That's broken up by Rockdale, so next day waits. Finds Constable. Constable's got to be quick because Cabana was tracking back. Next day gets another touch. There's Elliott, and he's found Constable. What's the support like? And then sort of zip towards Elliott. Couldn't get the touch he wanted. So it is Urchan that clears, but the shooter is anticipated. Rockdale looking to turn the screw. Degador blocks the cross, but Rockdale's. Yes, all the way across the field, looking for an in-swinger. It's a good delivery, but strong aerial defense from the home side. And the shooter flicking it up and over, it might get on the end of it himself. Just closing up the end, and the catch for Kenny. Now, quick distribution, and McNulty's got to be quick. No, not quick enough. Flag up. The non-screen shields to indicate the Rockdale's going. Side of the field. And cutouts, fourth official might even have gotten a touch there. City. To go backwards. Rockdale keeps it compact now. Centre back run coming up from Degadoy. Right, here's Kamada. Kamada. Doubling up works out for Rockdale, as I can see. Behind the goal that City are attacking on their left. There's 3 photographers in the shot right now. There's also another photographer, so great to see the fellow moving on first. As Degadoy launches one. Degadoy. That one throw could be useful for City late. They continue to chase this game. Now, the shot is up, and it's over the big fence. And Soros' goal. So Kamada, 30. Sorge. It's a little battle against McNulty. And Auckland having to hurdle an opponent, but it appears they might also have given away the free kick there. Approaching half-time here with Alec Watershed, his 19th of the season, separating the two teams, 1-0 to Rockdale. And it's nice work from Curry. Again, Ford's going to say gets it back instead. Cox finds Mitri. Now it's Curry. And almost to the far side. And now Huapi. Not quite around the defender, but City will keep it with his throw. Short options. And when we start to move, Clarkson hands it back to Wapi. Degadon. Come on. Team number 11 so head-to-head here. Constable keeping a very close eye on Kamada. City will try the other side with Grimaldi. Decent run, and he got the ball into the middle. But again, Rockdale's down forward. Trelakin trying to start something for Rockdale. That's a lovely goal from the number 10. Direct into the middle, but it's Degador outside the left foot clearance. Defending against McNulty, and well, it's Stephen Lucas not happy. I think with McNulty's reaction to the decision going against him. And Lucas just to tell McNulty to chill things. Almost at half-time. The Mutu streams. What else we're doing here, because we cover so much here on the Football New South Wales YouTube page, is actually, if you're a fan of midweek football, well, you will be spoiled for choice on Tuesday, especially Wednesday. Tuesday there's a catch-up game at Barton Park, St George FC, hosting Sydney FC, 7:30 p.m. kickoff Tuesday, and then on Wednesday at 6 p.m. from Valentine Sports Park, Football New South Wales headquarters, of course. It is Sydney Olympic hosting Central Coast Mariners. The People's Champion, Nicholas Kutniak, will make the short drive up to Glenwood. So we can call that game, the 6 p.m. kickoff on Wednesday. I will try and get there as quick as I can. It's good to listening to a fellow commentator. Nicholas is a very good operator. I'll take some mental notes. Don't like my chances of getting that full kickoff though, to be honest. 6 p.m. a bit early for me, but I suppose it's the fitting bit for the other things that go on at Valentine Sports Park. The place that is constantly busy. Also, Australia Cup streams, because I'm pretty confident I saw the announcement that we'll be streaming all 4 of the Australia Cup Round 7 qualifiers. These teams battle for a place in the main draw, the Australia Cup Round of 32. They could face an interstate opponent, an A-League team from another NPL comp. Lots of possibilities. Now there, whatever the cue Rockdale was, it was the cue for them to start pressing. They force the longer ball, which is shielded so that Cyrus can gather. Yes, there are 3 Australia Cup games on Wednesday. The earliest starts at 6:45 p.m. with Northern Tigers of League One men's hosting fellow League One men's outfit Hills United at North Carolina Recreation Area. Let's hope it's not raining on Wednesday. We've had enough commentators drenched at North Carolina this year. But then 7:30 Wednesday. There's the boys from Medenza Park. They're at home. They're hosting Granville Rage. And then 7:45 p.m. on Wednesday. It's a rematch of a round 7 game in the Cup from last year. And that's RPL Leichhardt hosting Marconi Stallions once again. And that will be a massive game at Lambert Park, the home of Sydney's best barista. The final round 7 Cup game is the following midweek, so Wednesday the 4th of June, as Kamada wins the throw. It's Blacktown City hosting SD Raiders. Actually, not Blacktown, the Cup. With the Raiders, well done to them, but Blacktown City hosting SD Raiders at Gabby Stadium, as I continue to call it. 7:30 p.m. kickoff Wednesday the 4th of June between Blacktown and SD Raiders. For me, my commentary, you know I love to self-promote, so the lack of details will tell you I did not get any of those games, but some of those big games can be quite difficult given what it says playing flies on the edge, and some of them heard of playing being at this venue. That sounded like being at the IKEA in Tempe. Well, IKEA so close to the airport that it's practically on the runway. Almost into first half stoppage time. I'll do my best to see the fourth official paramount signals, but being that far away from the board, I make no guarantees. Perhaps possibly more important thoughts with this Rockdale throwing coming up. We've seen St. George City with a couple of long throws now. Actually, Alex Urashevsky is quite a decent long thrower as well, so I think he's the one that's going to be taking this. As the Codams gets the board ready, and I can't see anything. Now, long shot coming in, and Kenny goes through the saves. I see. I thought Codams did his job. He showed the timeout on. I didn't see it. So for me, it's like watching football when I was a child, and they didn't even bother telling me which timeout it only was. Good work from Lewis Corey. Makes a tumble. Dominic Cox trying to keep it alive. Now Kamada. Dominic Cox once again. Did well with limited room. He's won the free kick. Dominic Cox, not just great in outdoor, great on the futsal court as well. Playing with distinction for many futsal seasons for the club formerly known as Enfield All Stars. I do believe they changed their name to Sydney All Stars during the futsal off season. There wasn't much room there, but more than enough room for an expert futsal player to do something. And in this case, Dominic Cox is one free kick. Free kick coming up, low to the near post, and not cleared initially, and it's smashed in by Kaio Degadoy. St. George City have an equaliser in first half stoppage time. The set piece caused havoc. Rockdale couldn't deal with it. And it is Degadoy on hand to lash it home. And I believe that is his 4th goal of the season. So St. George City number 3 moves to joint second in the St. George City goal scoring tally for 2025. You can see why with awareness like that, he's defending his primary job, but when the chance presents itself, they want him to do what he's just done, and it was almost the last kick of the first half. But that's going to change the halftime team talks for Manis Pandadakis and Panayotis Nikas, because it's 1-1 between St. George City and Rockdale Ilinden as the teams head to the dressing sheds. As we just saw, Kaio Degadoy with a stoppage time equaliser. It was Alec Urashevsky who opened the scoring for Rockdale in the 17th minute with his 19th of the campaign. This is Eric Sabihano on the mic from Penshurst Park. We'll take a short break, about 10 minutes or so, maybe a little bit longer. Then we'll be back for the second half. Welcome back to the second half of our NPL Men's New South Wales coverage from Penshurst Park. The scores are level. To begin the second set of 45 minutes. Urashevsky opened the scoring for Rockdale. Degadoy equalised for St George City on pretty much a stroke of half time. There's the whistle. Away we go. The second half. You see Jack Kenny shouting out the instructions. Clearing the ball. Ronu through the two lineups that are out there. As soon as I make sure that half-time subs, pretty confident Rockdale maybe switches during the break as I look at the shirt numbers. I think that's the same. The hosts, St George City. Otherwise, very good, finally fit. Check the score of that women's game that's being played tonight. The presumably very cold North Tarmar Recreation Area. Late on in that one, I did a quick check on the YouTube stream. Tigers leading the Winners Academy by 2-1. As Orglar with the delivery, it's dealt with by Tara Gerchan, City Captain. Orglar. It's a second chance to make an impact. Rockdale playing down off the ball, and Brenda Jarkin does not look very comfortable at all. So Orglar playing the ball out. So there's not the team can receive some treatment. I think we are going to see the physio for that, I think. Although, Jarkin actually is up. He doesn't look very comfortable, but at least he's up. He's going to try to battle through it. So many photographers here in attendance at Penshurst this evening. He's changed his position. He's got a little seating. That's an experience for operating. Probably he's hard work to make himself as comfortable as he possibly can. Well done to City, Sporting moving back to Rockdale. And they'll try it again. Good for shooting. Stay, spin, back to Sorge, and now is Pontarelli. One for Constable to chase. Komoda Kamada. Well, actually, there's a bit of a shenanigans off the ball here, so it's going to be something Sid Lucas will need to sort out here. So, we need to let things calm down. In the best position to see what has happened. It was Kamada who was shielding the ball. And then he took a tumble. Stephen Lucas has a decision to make. Up, so that's the most important thing. I think there could be another card shown. Degadoy might have been recipient of one of them, but to be honest, I guess it's as good as mine. The important thing is, we're still 11v11 and for American Arda fighting to continue. Let's through lineups there. I'm working on the assumption that half-time subs were made. But St. George City, roughly a 3-4-3 shape, although it's not quite a few rotations going out there for the men in red. But St. George City in goal, number 1 Jack Kenny, 3 at the back, number 3 Paolo Degadoy, number 6 the captain Tyler Bertrand, and number 15 Nathan Grimaldi. 4 across the midfield, so number 11 Komoda Kamada on the left. And 2 Matthew Wilby on the right. They'll drop back into defence as necessary. In central midfield, number 8 Dominic Cox, number 25 Brody Clarkson, number 3 on the top for the hosts, number 10 Paolo Mitchell, number 33 Lewis Corey, and number 9 Mark McNulty. There he is flicking it on, but the team need to take advantage. And as we go through the Rockdale lineup, Slicing things with their 4-3-3 shape and goal of number 1, Soros, back 4 from left to right. Number 5, George Speranza. Number 22, Blake Shooter. Number 14, Braden Sorge. And number 2, playing the ball right now, Elliott. 3 in midfield. Number 6, Isaac Danzo. Number 88, Christopher McStay. Number 10, David Charaki. Number 3 up front. On the left, number 24, Riley Walker. On the right, number 11, Robin Constable. And centre forward, number 7, the captain, Alec Wodashevsky. My eyes are correct, he's just been booked, so he's got to be careful. He has made an impact for City. He's the man who scored the equalising goal. He scores it back to 1-1. Rashudo gets approach halfway to Speranza. Olga does not get the decision. Mitri taking it away now. Lovely low diagonal ball to find Kamada. Kamada cuts inside. Can he find the pass? Yes. Players in the way, and a couple of City coaches possibly playing for a handball. So it's Rockdale with Chalaki. It's good positioning from Grimaldi. Work back to Erchan, now across to Degador. Now, there's the drop one in there, but I think that's Elliott. Elliott, he wants to shepherd it out. So he uses his body to work it has occurred to me. I wouldn't say this is my country nemesis, but it's something odd. Something I always mindful of when subs happen in the commentary position is opposite the benches. So maybe I might just tell you give a reminder of the subs games for those of you that missed me doing at the beginning of the game. Go through the 2 sets of subs and try and keep those games in mind, because I reckon I might be instant in terms of figuring out the identity of a substitute player when those players come onto the field. Kamada back to Degador. Yes, for City. There's McNulty. Couldn't find a teammate in Rashudo, stepping momentarily into midfield and going on with it, running beyond the ball. Rashudo. A clever run. And it's gone direct. Look towards Allblock, but it's clear. Now sideways to McStay. And they keep it going left for Giorgio Speranza. Wodashevsky, lovely dink ball. Speranza's continued his run. Play from each team hits the synthetic turf. No decision, followed by a late challenge and a yellow card. Ali Orbar. Got in his copybook there. It's the latest player to steal the book this season. But the 2 sets of substitutes for City. The numbers as well, just to help you review when these players come out later. So number 7, Nathan Roberts. Number 13, Colin Kemp. Number 16, William Kunas. Number 17, Noah Evans. Number 18, Gonzalo Aguilas. Number 23, Dakota Askew on Rockdale's bench. Number 4, James Nikolovsky. Number 9, Woody Najar. Number 18, Jordan Gavarovsky. Number 20, Ronald Mulgrew. Number 23, Oliver Buffett. And number 99, Matthew Karamalowski. Booming kick there. Kenny to rest out. Comes off from the City perspective. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, Walker. Apologies, Dogon. Walker trying to whip it over the defence, but nothing doing there. The throw. And Wapi. And he does go down the line. But it's for sure heading it straight back. It's Orba. A couple of Rockdale headers. It's Wapi once again. Down the line. And pretty sure McNulty stayed on side. Shudo. Too physical. And a set piece for the home side coming up. And remember, they scored from the set piece right at the end of the first half. see. So the teams prepare for the set piece. I look to my right, see the smoke from the barbecue. It is a very good canteen here at Pensos Park. I quite enjoyed the lamb souvlaki that I had before the game. Great setup here at Pensos. This has been Canteen Watch with Eric Subihana. Here's the delivery. And keepers up. Gray. Oh, hang on. How's that go? A foul in Rockdale's favour. And actually some sporting behaviour from City as well to check that Soros is okay, because that is an awkward fall. The signal event now that so the Rockdale official will come out of the field. I hope Nicholas Soros is okay. You have to be brave as a keeper. He jumped well above the pack. A very tall man, Nicholas Soros. And he's fallen awkwardly, and he will require some attention. 56th minute here at Pensos Park, 1-1 between St George City and Rockdale Ilinden. NPL Men's New South Wales round 16. So this makes sense. The beginning of the second half of the 2025 campaign. Yeah, good to see. Good to see he's back on his feet. After a very good, very great goal kick. Good to see getting a nice round of applause from the crowd as well. So this will be the third meeting between these two teams. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, these two teams played in round one, and no surprise that Alex Gorshevsky was on the score sheet then, because it was after St George City led by 2-0. Both goals from Mark McCarthy and Kaya Degadoi. So Degadoi scored against Rockdale in both league games this season. Rockdale pulled it back to earn a 2-2 draw. Gorshevsky, one of the substitutes for today, James Nikolovsky, earning a point. Sports Centre. They did also meet in round 4 of the Australia Cup qualifiers. It's a 2-0 win for Rockdale on this very Patrick synthetic turf, with an own goal and then a goal from Oliver Puffles. Certainly matters that time. If it's up and away by Nurture. Lewis Corey back to Degador. Great cushion header for the runner, which was Corey. And wide to Kamara. Throwing Kamara. That's a local defender from Rockdale in front of the committee. Very late in completing the silver footers. I forgot to mention George Esperanza. He doesn't score many goals, but when he does score goals, they tend to be spectacular. We saw that, especially for his previous clubs, Marconi and Blackburn City. It's Rockdale on the move, and it essentially is committed for infringement. Kenny with the restart. Decent flick on and then smashed into City defender. Sorry, City attacker after a goal kick. Rockdale trying to do it from the back. Charking. Picks up a pocket of space. And does he get it back from Auckland? No, it's covered by Clarkson. No, right over the sideline. Stayed in play. Rashudo. Olga up against Wapi. That's the decision. On the way of the visitors to the consternation, shall we say, of the home fans. And then City, the resulting throw in. It could open up for them here. There's some room for the counter. Lewis Cooley. Forward progress halted, decides to keep possession. Here's Kamada in the center of the field. It's Dominic Cox. And Grimaldi forward. And no decision. Decision not going in favor of McNulty. So it's over. The responses had nothing for the ball being near Rockdale's box. Time to play in City territory. There's Grimaldi. Didn't get the headed back pass right. And Kenny hasn't got his gloves on it. Chaos in the box. In the end, Alder Sampson outnumbered. The City keeper and defenders just about getting the job done there. I wonder, there's an actor there. Let's see, Football New South Wales expert photographer Brett Nielsen. And the near sideline for now. We might have had some good shots of that penalty area scramble that we just saw. Free kick in favour of Rockdale. Past the hour mark here? Yes. Yes, they are. The score 1-0 between St George City and Rockdale. And down the line, it's Barnsley. Characteristically off target with pass. Once again down the line, Speranza with the defensive header. Couldn't keep it in play. So we look ahead to upcoming fixtures for these two teams, starting with the hosts, St George City. So in 7 days' time, Saturday 31st of May, we're back here at Penshurst Park. A 7:15 p.m. kickoff against Wollongong Wolves. Then on Friday the 6th of June, away at the Ilinden Sports Centre to face Rockdale, to face the Sydney FC Academy. So St George City versus Sydney FC, Friday 6th of June, 7:30 p.m. And then on Saturday the 14th of June, St George City back at Penshurst Park for a 7:15 p.m. kickoff against the team they got promoted with at the end of the 2022 season, and that is Spirit FC. Meanwhile, for Rockdale, games coming up. So Sunday the 1st of June, they're back at the Ilinden Sports Centre for a 3 p.m. kickoff against the other St George team, St George FC. There's some... seems to happen quite a bit where teams play the two St Georges in consecutive weeks. That's got to be confusing. Anyway, it's Rockdale versus St George FC, Sunday 1st of June, 3 p.m. That's their next game. And Sunday 8th of June, Rockdale, this is a big one. Rockdale go away for current league leaders Marconi Stallions. That's Marconi versus Rockdale at the Palace, Sunday 8th of June, 3 p.m. Sunday 15th of June, Rockdale back at home at the Ilinden Sports Centre for a 4 p.m. kickoff against Mount Druitt Town Rangers. As McStay, second chance to play the ball forward. There we go now. Georges Browns have tried the nutmeg pass. Can't work out, but Rockdale first, right in front of Brett Nielsen, and there's going to be a substitution. So at least I know there is a substitution. The more important question of who's going to come on for St George City. Well, it's not the backup keeper. That's all I've got there. Okay, I think I can just about make out at number 7, which would mean it's Nathan Roberts. I think I just saw 10 on Kurt Amps' subsport as well, so that would be Nathan Roberts coming on for Paolo Mitchell. his parliamentary.
Substitution
withdrawn.
number 7, Rockdale, replacing number 10, parliamentary.
Clarkson clears over the centre into the fence. Over, we take the long throw. Shevsky come across and take it for the more direct option. I think that's what he's going to do. Skipper is going to warm up the shoulders and hurl this one into the middle. In fact, yeah, this is what Rockdale preparing for, because the centre backs are up, Rashudo and Sorge. Everyone but McNulty back as Cassidius. Here we go. That's a great fling, and then what's happened here? That's it. It's been bundled over the line. Rockdale made a nuisance of themselves. They've taken advantage. I think that's Brendan Chalakin. We'll have to confirm that. But Rockdale were persistent when the ball went into the 6-yard box. And they are back in front. It's 2-1 to Rockdale over St. George City. And that's possibly unconventional way to score, but as a good friend of mine says, they don't draw pictures on the score sheet. All that matters is that the ball goes over the line, and that's what's happened. So we saw St. George City score from a set piece at the end of the first half. It's Rockdale's turn to score from a set piece. They're leading by 2-1 over St. George City.
Rockdale Ilinden, St. George City 1, Rockdale 2.
A little bit of grace multitasker. Got my laptop in front of me. I'm going to load up the stream. Going to see if I can confirm the identity of that score. Despite claims of the handball, City go on. Nice 1-2. And here's Wapi. Good crossing position. Dealt with by Sorge. There's Orban. Now, on the line. Good ball from Kamada, but unusual for him, a loose touch from Kamada. Now, the Rockdale fans love that drag back. It looks like someone just got sent for a Kabapi roll, whoever that was. But then, with the commentator's curse there, apologies. Yes. For a City throw. Good flick on again, and the second header. It's down. It's fired up. Booming clearance. The eyes aren't that bad. Now I'm pretty confident that it was Brendan Chalakin. It was the player to finish from very close range and put Rockdale 2-1 up. Which means that it's Brendan Chalakin's 7th goal of the season. Very handy tally for a midfielder. For now, there's quite a long way to go. For now, Brendan Chalakin is Rockdale's natural. That could change over 21 minutes or so, plus whatever stoppages Stephen Lucas chooses to add. Football, including the set piece, which goes short. Now it goes into the middle. As the home side tries to keep it alive, Rashudo heads forward. Now I think that's just played forward. Orgler is going to chase and at least put Rinaldi under some kind of pressure. To the keeper, Kenny. Now Wabi, whose touch is the pressing from George Esperanza. It's part of a turnover. Chalakin. curious one. When fans call for a handball, but the players on the team they're supporting don't, well, I don't know who to believe there. What's the decision? Won't get it. City goal kick. Looking at the newly introduced Nathan Roberts for St. George City. It looks like a pretty straight swap. So he's in the attack in a wide-ish position, replacing, as he did, Paolo Mitri. Kenny booms it well into Rockdale territory. Towards Roberts. Off Roberts. Marshaled by Cox. The door, decent ball forward to McNulty. He's really had to feed off scraps, but he's toiled hard, McNulty, to hold up the ball. It's going to end that City passing move. As you mentioned, I think it was the first half, City trying to keep up their run, trying to climb up the table and kind of match the feat from their first two seasons in the top tier of men's football for New South Wales. Those two fifth-place finishes in 2023 and 2024, of course. But their first season as a club was only in 2016, so starting in the bottom tier, which was then the fourth tier, and making it all the way up to the top in less than a decade as well, which is a wonderful achievement. For Rockdale, because they've got their own fine streak of finishes to they've got their own streak of high league finishes to keep up. The premiers last year, the Rockdale Ilinden, were second the year before in 2023. In 2022, they were sixth, but the top seven were incredibly close that year. So despite finishing sixth, they actually had a very good year that year and did in fact, from memory, led the league even in the second half of the season. And from that position to finish sixth shows you how competitive this league was in 2022. They did also finish first in the league after the halfway of the COVID-shortened season of 2020. So, plenty of things in recent times for the Rockdale faithful to be happy about as Rashudo plays it forward. Decision goes City's way. Legador hurls it forward. City. It's a great switch from Legador to find Wapi, but as we're now in the 74th minute, Rockdale probably won't be too bothered about the ball in this area of the field. Although, as I say that, City cross halfway, and Chalakian gives up the free kick. And that was better from City in that phase of play, just holding the ball, drawing Rockdale forward and kind of passing beyond the first wave of the press. Here's Legador. Attempts another switch, again towards Wapi. Wapi goes down under the pressure from Orgla. Will go on. And after all that, Stephen Lucas deciding no advantage. Pull back for a City free kick, and Wapi, feeling a bit sore, might need some treatment as well. Now the trainer's not come on. Wapi will just try and run it off. Meanwhile, St. George City, oh no, triple sub on the far side of the field. Oh no. That'll take me the rest of the game to figure out, I reckon. Well, having said that, you might have seen one of the numbers. Actually, this is actually worse than I thought, because on the bench, City have a 16, a 17, and an 18. Well, I've got no chance of telling those numbers apart from this distance. That's my problem for later. As Grimaldi delivers, Soros up once again. You heard his confident shout, backed up by the kind of catch that builds the confidence that defenders have in their goalkeeper. Forward this time, that's a nice ball. There's some room. Saw just been dragged out of the centre. But then Braden Sorge, who is a centre back, but for a long time was a full back in this competition, and he knows how to deal with tricky wide attackers. As once again, I look to my right and see the smoke from the back. Can't stress. So we go back to Canteen watch, Penrose Park Division. Can't stress how good my pre-match Lance Sabaki was. Highly recommended if you watch again here. The rest of the menu items in the Canteen at Penrose Park don't look too bad, don't look bad either. Because they're full time in the women's game. They kicked off at 6:30 p.m. called by Annabelle Banfield. The great young talent in our commentary team is Annabelle. Also, commentary also does some of the Instagram work for the NPL New South Wales official page. And there's a match of the rounds. She's also a girls JDL coach, girls SAP, you may know that age group. Annabelle's also a girls SAP coach with Sydney University. She is definitely a very busy during the season. Sometimes I'm a ground announcer, so I consider myself part of the ground announcers union. So thank you to my fellow ground announcer for helping me out with that sub. So in case Mike's didn't pick that up for City, their second sub, number 23, Dakota Askew. One for number 2, Matthew Wabi, possibly because of the knock he took, but Askew a very good option to bring on. As well, a short pull by Rashudo that you could see. You could have seen that short pull from quite some distance away. Rashudo. A straightforward decision for Lucas to book the Rockdale number 22. It's another City set piece. I'm going to ask you, I think, from memory, he's... Oh, no, that's right. I think I was getting confused with another former Blacktown player. It's real much used to go for Rockdale. I could ask you play for Blacktown again after, so as I think out loud. Anyway... Nicholas Soros positioning the two-player wall, and it's Kamada to deliver. Dinks it out of the way. And the shot back in, and Degadori doesn't match his goal-scoring feat from the first half. Puts it over the big fence. The Rockdale goal, and shall we say the Rockdale fans are actually knowing about it. Now more subs, this time it's for Rockdale. Doing my best with players that are like 100 meters away to see who's who. So I think Hunter Elliott's one of the players to make way. And I reckon I'm going to see a number 4 when this player turns around. Hey, I got something right. So it's number 4, James Nikolovsky, to replace number 2, Hunter Elliott's put in a good shift. There's Hunter Elliott. There's a... Let's see. Actually, I'm not so confident that Hunter Elliott was the player replaced, if I'm being honest. I celebrated too early. Because Rashudo has moved into midfield. Actually, well, Rockdale got a set piece, so... It's me figuring out that Rockdale sub. That is a work in progress. Anyway, I do know that James Nikolovsky on for the visitors and up into the mixer for this set piece, which McStay will deliver. Brief pause. That's a KPI for this game, Mets. The referee pausing a set piece to remind the players that he's watching all the shenanigans, all the little pushing and shoving that they do. Okay, now we'll have the set piece from Chris McStay. Flat delivery. It was Nikolovsky, the newly introduced player, got his head onto it, but nothing to trouble Jack Kenny in the City goal. Score remains 2-1 to Rockdale over St. George City. Into the final 10 minutes of regulation we go. Kenny. Game situation perhaps necessitating a more direct approach, but didn't work out that time. Put one hop off the synthetic turf and away from everyone. Pause. Nice. I think the ball has gone onto the road. Well. It's only a matter of time. And Godoy flings one. Strong header from Rashudo, but Godoy put it back into the middle. And another Rockdale defensive header. Rashudo again. It's definitely in field now. Who's he replaced? Giorgio Speranza. Good turn from Chalakian. Chalakian brought down by Robertson. Nathan Roberts goes into the notebook. When games have a lot of cards, I think it does make me glad that I'm not one of the match reporters for football in New South Wales. Well, not usually, although shameless self-promotion time. I am on match report duties for a game in a couple of weeks' time. I believe it's Saturday the 7th of June up at the ground I seem to be at all the time, the Arctic Circle. It's for Spirit's home game against Apia Leichhardt. So I do request in advance that no bookings. It's less work to do. I'm trying to figure out this Rockdale sub here. So Hunt, yep, there we go. It's that customary glaring error. So Hunter Elliott was not the player replaced. I'm going to say it's Isaac Danzo, who was replaced by the Rockdale coach Panayotis Nikas. What a player he was, by the way, but Panayotis Nikas withdrawing Isaac Danzo so that James Nikolovsky, who's about to take this free kick, so that Nikolovsky could enter play, and Nikolovsky going to centre back, but Rashudo going into central midfield. Well, they got there in the end. Here's the restart. Orgler. Good jump there against a taller opponent, and Dakota Askew. Orgler's going to try again. Very fierce competitor, Orgler. In addition to the technical quality and the 8 goals he scored this season. Rockdale throw now. Well, they scored off their last long throw. So what's the plan? And this time Urashevsky is going to leave it to Giorgio Speranza. Chalakian, not much room at all near the corner flag. Actually a bit early to try and keep the ball down there, even though Rockdale are leading 2-1. City in the end get at least away from the corner flag, but not for long. Back heel from McStay. Speranza. McStay again. Did Chalakian stay onside? He did. Now to the byline. Into the box as well, takes a tumble, and that's a penalty for Rockdale Ilinden. And Chalakian, who got himself on the score sheet, his trademark tricky feet have done the job once again. And it is going to be a spot kick to Rockdale, and a chance to make the game a little bit more safe here as time is beginning to run out. That was brilliant from Chalakian. Didn't seem like he had much room, but he had enough to cause havoc and win a spot kick. As you would expect from the Rockdale game, it's Alok Urashevsky who will take the responsibility from 12 yards up against Jack Kenny, the City shot stopper. I think this would give Rockdale some much needed breathing room in what has been a very tough game. As some young fans go behind the goal to get the best view of the action. Urashevsky is typical long run up for the spot kick. Here we go. And Urashevsky thumps that into the back of the net. That's 20 for the season. Just past the midway point. Alok Urashevsky makes it 3-1 for Rockdale. They just They've established a 2-goal buffer over St. George City. Their captain has 2 for the evening.
City, pretty much kitchen sink made, you would think. And Corey's done well to find the open player, who is Nathan Roberts. Low cutback, played out and behind. No more smoke. I think they turned off the barbecue. We need the end of the game, but shout out to all the canteen operators at the local grounds. Your service is much appreciated. There's the signal. In swinger. To the near post, and who's that off last? He goes off Braden Sorge. He was very strong and he needed to be at the near post. City can try again from the flag. Another vicious delivery and great 2-hand punch from Nicholas Soros. That was a punch Katie Taylor would be proud of, but again whipped in and again Rockdale stand firm. Rockdale, 3 goals in this game, pretty close to their season average. It's now 54 goals in 19 games. For putting up this Newcastle side. I mentioned Nikos about to prepare a double substitution. In fact, yes, they're coming on now. So one of the goal scorers, Brendan Charlton, makes way, as does Ali Orgla. Coming on, do I see Oliver Pufflet? No, I'm going to need to see a shirt number to confirm. So yes, number 23 is Oliver Pufflet. Could be the replacement for his fellow former Wanderers Academy player, fellow former Wanderers Academy player Ali Orgla, so he'll be out wide for Rockdale on the closing stages. But it is that's going to be seeing the other shirt number. And City try to press. There's a foot in there. And breaks down for the hosts. And time is almost up. And then energetic aerial challenge from Pufflet. Too energetic according to Stephen Lucas. I think I see a number 18 for Rockdale, so that'd be Jordan Gadaroski. Player who's round 1, he was in the 20s, but he's fairly impressed enough with the 20s to become part of the first grade reckoning. A few appearances for Jordan Gadaroski in first grade for Rockdale this season, a couple of goals as well. Now Askew is about to have this City set piece. It's going to be another Rockdale sub. Alec Urashevsky, no hat-trick for him, but a well-deserved round of applause. 2 goals. And looking to be, once again, a match winner for his team. Askew delivers. City throwing themselves at it. Trying to pull one back. There's Degadori hooking it over before Sorge flies through the air. See number 9, so that'd be Woody Najjar. He's going to get a couple of minutes on at the end, replacing Udashevsky. Najjar, in fact, is the player ahead of the ball. He'll get a touch. Bring the teammate into play. There's 3 forward for Rockdale on this attack. And it might work out for Woody Najjar. That's a wonderful counter-attack. And that's going to be game, set, and match. Rockdale leading by 3 goals. They're going to earn 3 points this evening. They broke quickly. Last City were going for broke, trying to get themselves back into this game. Clinical passing. movement was spot on. The finish from Woody Najjar wasn't too bad either. And it's 4-1 to Rockdale over St. George City. But to see the board to indicate the amount of stoppage time, I think I see a 3 on Kurt Am's subboard. That's all in the minor details for this game. Because Woody Najjar didn't take long to make an impact. Not long at all. He's on the field for barely 60 seconds, if that. And for Najjar, it's his 4th goal of the season. Perhaps a little reminder to Paneopoulos Nikas as well. Najjar, he's not going to get many minutes tonight, but he's done his chances of starting future games. No harm whatsoever. That was a very tiny finish. And since I mentioned this point earlier, Woody Najjar, another former Wanderers Academy player, that has changed to a different kind of red and black with Rockdale. Rockdale constantly also fits this description. Now as I go for one of my wild tangents, and there's a second ball on the field. I think well done, Stephen Lucas getting rid of it so we can finish this game. Rockdale, it's another move. Here's Elliott well forward. Couldn't find a teammate in the middle, but Elliott to keep it alive. That's out. And by the way, before, in case I forget, another reminder in case you did miss that at the beginning of the game. Well done to Andre Give, the assistant on the far side. This is his final game as a match official before he hangs up the flag. Long and distinguished career. A very familiar name around the grounds in NPL New South Wales. He's served our footballing community very well as Andre Give. We wish Andre all the best. Pumped into the middle, Pufflet might be up there, but instead it's headed away. And then City through. Because I can't help myself with this tangent, just to complete that point about former Wanderers Academy players. Also, Kaya Degadoy and Brody Clarkson for City. Used to be part of the used to be youngsters and very bright youngsters. But despite the fact they're wearing their away kits, it's the red and black of Rockdale Ilinden. They'll take the headlines as they are leading by 4-1. Finished strongly. 3 second-half goals. It's providing the buffer. And it looks like they're going to win this game by. And there it is. Stephen Lucas blows the whistle. And Rockdale, for now, close the gap to league leaders Marconi Stallions to 2 points because they've defeated St. George City by 4-1 here at Penshurst Park this evening. It was, as it usually is, Alec Urashevsky opening the scoring in the 17th minute for Rockdale, but St. George City made a game of it right on the stroke of half-time. Kaya Degadoy slamming home the equaliser from close range. But Rockdale ran away with it in the second half. Brendan Chalakian made it 2-1 to the visitors midway through the second half. Alec Urashevsky made it 3-1 in the 88th minute from the penalty spot, and then right on the 90th minutes, Woody Najjar, just on as a substitute, added a lot of loss to the scoreline and rounded off what has been a very successful evening for Paneopoulos Nikas and his men. We hope you stick around on the Football New South Wales YouTube page, because there's the dying stages of the game at Barton Park between St. George FC and Sydney Olympic, with St. George FC leading by 2-0. That's also viewed at that can be viewed at the live tab on our YouTube channel, and then streams tomorrow. Sunday, tomorrow, 3 p.m. from Gabby Stadium, Blacktown City versus Marconi Stallions, called by Alexander Molchanov, and also 5 games in the NPL Women's New South Wales comp. 4 of those games kicking off at 5 p.m. RPL Leichhardt versus Illawarra Stingrays, Mount United versus University of New South Wales, Newcastle Jets versus Sydney University, and MacArthur Rams versus Northwest Sydney Spirit. 5:10 p.m. tomorrow, Glacier Ravens versus Bulls FC Academy. And one last chance for self-promotion. I'll be calling the League One Women's Match of the Round at Valentine Sports Park between Hills United and St. George City. The first time I've ever called a women's game between those two clubs. But this is Eric Subihano signing off from Penshurst Park. We hope you enjoyed our coverage, and we hope to see you soon
on our YouTube channel. Protect the dolls in your life. Just remember, coffee and tatters make you feel better. Is the final score here at Penshurst Park. St George City 1, Rockdale Ilinden 4.